Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. Yeah, I'm sorry, we have some breaking news. Trump reportedly will surrender at the Fulton County Jail by next Wednesday before the August 25th deadline. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Unlike his previous 3 criminal cases, this time it's expected that Trump will have his mugshot taken and be fingerprinted. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying every single smidgen of his humiliation.
100%. So there was something that said that they were going to post his height and weight. That'll crush him way more than the mugshot.
Are you in the over or under the fattest president, William Taft, at 332 pounds?
I'm
remember.
not getting under either of them if any of them are above 300. So I'm going to go over on that one.
Really? Over William Taft? Really? I have the number, 300.
She was making a...
Listen, I'm not fat
I
shaming
see.
anyone.
That was a sex
but
joke?
when Trump's
Yeah,
lying
sex
because
joke.
his ego can't handle the fact that he's not 6'2" or whatever he said, or 6'3" and 239 pounds. Give me the facts. Let's post them.
All
Come
right.
on.
Yeah, let's
He'll
go.
probably be like, I gained a few pounds after the presidency.
He has.
Did you see the trough they did earlier? But what does Fox use such bad pictures like that big orange one where my chin looks weird? I'm like, is there one where you're not orange and your chin looks weird? Okay. Also, I think the fact that all of this is on either videotape, audio tape, written down, in this, the Georgia indictment, Trump and Eastman allegedly admitted he knew his plan was illegal. He admitted that both options violated the Electoral Count Act. I mean, we keep joking about Frangela always saying there is going to be a folder saying illegal. We did.
Yep.
But it's like, it's extraordinary, isn't it?
Well, this is the thing. They kept getting away with it over and over and over, so they thought they could just do crimes in broad daylight. I mean, the fact that he was...
Why wouldn't Roger Stone? He's been getting away with it for whatever. He got pardoned for the last set of crimes. Andrew Weissman pointed out he was out on bail for the Mueller indictment when he did this videotape and the next crime.
Absolutely. Thank God this is a state... Thank God Georgia's state crimes. Because these people all go down for this, and none of them are getting pardoned for it. Even the governor, I believe, that in Georgia can't pardon anything unless he's already served 5 years.
Right.
And so there's not even an option for that. Like, this is big time, and I'm glad it's a state case.
Yeah, I love the breakdown of this, just the latest indictment, Dana. Here's what we've been waiting for, I feel like, all his life, is that lying is a big part of the conspiracy theory allegedly led by Trump, but not all of it. But finally, that his lies meet a courtroom, a court of law. He's obviously the most prolific liar we've ever encountered, but this is the thing. You can't, like, this stupid press conference. He said he's going to do a press conference Monday with a new irrefutable report about the rigged election in Georgia. They're going to drop all the charges, and then of course it's already like, oh yeah, that might not happen, right? Because his lawyer, I'm sure, said, hey idiot, the last time you did that, it's in the Georgia indictment. The last time you wrote the letter to Ravensburger claiming all this same bull, right? But it's just you realize, like, this is who he is. He can't help himself. This is the next grift, the next con. Is the big press conference Monday.
100%. He needs to put that out so his followers believe it. Like you said, okay, he's got a file of things that are going to say he's innocent, and all of a sudden it doesn't come out, and so everything's rigged against him. It's a witch hunt. They did something. It doesn't matter if I have evidence. They don't want to hear it. Like, he knows all the steps to get his followers to believe him. Thank God, though, the law is the law.
Yeah.
At least, you know what I mean?
Well, and also just the timeline. The crimes continued well into Biden's presidency, as late as January 26th, after Biden had been inaugurated. An unindicted co-conspirator illegally downloaded data from the electronic voting systems in Coffee County, per the indictment. In addition, a number of Trump allies are accused of lying to investigators, prosecutors, or Congress well into 2022. Sidney Powell's accused of lying in May 2022 in her deposition to the House Select Committee.
I would go as far as saying the crimes have continued to August 17th of 2023, because he's still committing crimes somewhere.
That's what I said. It's funny when Australia leaves blanks for the next, false statements, witness tampering. It's like the Flintstones
100%.
background: rock, tree,
dinosaur,
house, rock, tree.
You are, in addition to being a fantastic comedian, a psychic. Before the indictments, you said Georgia is going to be the Oprah Winfrey of indictments. You get an indictment, and you get an indictment. And that's exactly what it was like.
Everyone got indictments. We got 30 co-conspirators that still need to be named. It was a delicious week of news.
It really was. And now we look like we're on the precipice of, is it 5, Jody? 5?
Yes, 5.
Hello, Arizona. Come on down.
Let's do it.
You just said it best on Twitter, though. You said, how effed up is the Republican Party? They are happy and convinced this indictment solidifies Trump getting the nomination. They are proud of someone leading their party who has literally betrayed the United States of America over and over and over. Pathetic. And, the polling is starting to show that. I just hope they're not looking at the polling because we're at like 65% of Americans don't want him to run, aren't going to vote. I think it's 69%
Right.
don't want him to run, 65% say they won't vote for him. I mean,
But then you've got these like sycophants, and so I call them sycophants because that's
Sycophants.
crazy.
It's a good word. Yeah.
Like Marjorie Taylor Greene, that's like, I'll vote for him if he's in prison. Absolutely, I'll support the president if he's in prison. Your party is a joke. The party's a joke now. I mean, the fact that you would support someone who is doing prison time and has 4 or 5 indictments, not just for some things, but for literally trying to subvert our democracy, it is pathetic. It's horrible.
Yeah. It really is. Although, like I said, I assumed that by the time there's no world in which this is good for him. There is, what do you call them? Sycophants. That base will stick with him, which I think we knew, but normal people are not, so anyway, I don't know what your betting pool is on what's going to happen with Georgia and when, but boy, she is like, what is it, March 4th, Jody?
Yes,
Calling for March 4th.
She wants this to happen quickly. Yeah, and I mean, I said this before on the show. Not only are people not going to get out and vote if he runs, I'm still banking on the fact that all of his followers, these cult followers, they won't get out and vote if he's not the nominee. So I'm hoping that no matter what happens, we end up on top with all of this mishigas. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, and I'm glad that there's starting to be consequences on every level. We've been talking this morning about this latest woman from Texas who threatened Judge Chutkan, was arrested. The guy that threatened the FBI and Alvin Bragg was shot dead by the FBI. All these, January 6th defendants are going into prison one after the other. I mean, so I don't know, it is a terrifying time when you see that, the jurors or the grand jury's been doxxed. People know their names and addresses, obviously the judges are getting threats, but at the same time you keep seeing accountability. So you have to hope that message is getting out there. You will end up dead or in prison.
Absolutely. No, I agree with you, Steffi. And I mean, I don't wish the first upon anyone, but at the same time, you can't keep breaking the law, threatening other people's lives and expect there not to be consequences for it.
I feel like here's the other, just another good sign. Tucker Carlson's new biography has sold just 3,000 copies. So I feel like...
I'm sure that Don Jr. purchased all of them or from RNC.
Oh, on Amazon, it played Tucker placed at number 57. Sexy Liberal of Me, I Sing was, let me carry the board of... Oh, that was number 1 on Amazon, as I recall. Oh, that's weird. And I didn't have a Fox News show. Oh, okay.
I thought you'd like that.
A T and then a he. Yeah, the problem is, like, sane Republicans are few and far between. A former Georgia Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan said he hopes Trump's latest indictment will be a turning point for his political party. Apparently, there aren't any, Dana. Apparently, there is no turning, so far, right? He said,
I don't know how they come back from this, to be honest with you. Not in our lifetime.
Yeah, he said he did a Washington Post op-ed. He claimed it was his son that alerted him to Trump's latest attack on social media. He added it was the former president who urged him not to testify, which is a clear case of witness tampering. For the Republican Party and myself, he writes, the playbook was familiar. In the aftermath of the 2020 election, I earned Trump's wrath for refusing to go along with his cockamamie schemes to overturn the election. He lost because of his own lack of effort. Most of the GOP in my home state of Georgia went along for Trump's now potentially felonious ride. Now that the bill is coming due, not just for Trump and the 18 others who received indictments Monday, but for Republicans everywhere, wherever one falls on the ideological spectrum, it's sad to see the presidency of the United States reduced to such a circus. Rather than history repeating itself on an endless loop, I'm hopeful this is the latest chapter. I mean, I think what the problem is it is the whole party. And I hope that these fake electors see justice in every state, because that's the other thing that you realize the Fani Willis indictment did. That's why she was able to do RICO, because this crossed state lines, this whole plot, right?
Absolutely. And I know he'd be harder to probably pin down for this, but I hope that there's some sort of communication from Arizona connecting Ted Cruz to this illegal slate of electors. He's the one that stood up in Congress and objected to Arizona's votes when he's not even an Arizona politician. I hope some people in Congress actually go down for this.
Yeah.
Because that would definitely show the rest of the country, this isn't going to happen again.
This latest Roger Stone tape, I mean, on tape in front of a journalist before the elections decided that this coup plan was already in place. This is from the indictment, Dana. The enterprise operated in Fulton County, Georgia, elsewhere in the state of Georgia, in other states, including, but not limited to, Arizona, Michigan, Nevada, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and in the District of Columbia. The indictment reads that the alleged crimes cross multiple state lines is what gave prosecutors the grounds to frame the case as a sweeping criminal conspiracy that includes charges of racketeering. They made the indictment goes on, they made false statements to state legislatures during hearings and meetings in Arizona, Michigan, and Pennsylvania in November and December 2020 to persuade legislatures in those states to unlawfully appoint their own presidential electors. I mean, we can't have a lesbian in every state, like Dana Nessel, to make sure justice is served.
Yeah.
But we can lick this problem.
We probably do have a lesbian in every state like Dana Nessel. They're just not elected to political office quite yet.
You talked right over my cunnilingus joke.
I heard it, and I admonished you with my eyes.
Thank you.
Good job for you guys. I did not even see. It's been that long. I didn't even hear a cunnilingus joke coming.
Okay, it's just, you know how we joke about 11 billion? We do sell an 11 billion T-shirt.
We do.
The other thing it's just, from the indictment, the numbers were all bull. In the days after the election, Trump and his allies often cited. You always wondered, were they just pulling that out of their ass? Yes, they were just pulling them out of their ass. But this is why you realize, I guess, he's been such a good con man and grifter, because it's so specific. Do you know what I mean? The lies are so specific that you're like, oh, so, the morons all go, oh, there's something that we don't know. Because, 66,247, the number of underage people Trump and law professor John Eastman falsely said voted illegally in Georgia. Again, they just made up, but specific enough stuff that you're like, oh, I guess 10,315, the number of dead people Trump and Eastman falsely claimed voted. 2,506, the number of felons Trump and Eastman falsely claimed voted. I mean, to listen to, Roger Stone on this video, Dana, with a straight face saying, well, you can do this and this and this because of, massive voter fraud, that they knew there was no voter fraud anywhere. There was no, let alone massive evidence, no evidence, right?
Absolutely. I really do think that more people than we even know are about to go down for this, especially with the RICO charges, this ring of racketeering. I mean, this goes deep, and you don't have to prove all of this. That's why Fani Willis was so smart. I think it's 2 counts of the RICO charges that she needs to be able to prove. Like, this isn't, she did this the right way.